A U.S. Navy sailor from Missouri who died in the attack on Pearl Harbor was buried at Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery today. It took more than 76 years for Fireman First Class Charles Ogle to arrive at his final resting place, and his journey is nothing short of sensational.
Present arms.
The full military burial of Charles Ogle was a family reunion of sorts. Donald Smith never met his uncle.
I was born approximately 3 weeks before he was killed.
But he's heard plenty of stories about the man.
My mother mentioned him frequently. He enlisted right out of high school. He was in the Navy for 2 years before Pearl Harbor. He loved his country, and that he was loved by his family, so he must have loved them in return.
Ogle was aboard the USS Oklahoma the day of the Japanese attack. He died at the age of 20 alongside 428 other men. Ogle's body was recovered from the wreckage, but was never identified.
You know, there was no closure. There was always that wondering what things would have been like, and that grief.
Then in 2015, the U.S. government ordered DNA testing of the remains of all unknown sailors associated with the Oklahoma. Ogle was among them.
Some of the families said, well, that's all over with, but then they began to realize it really hadn't closed things up for them yet.
And so Smith and the rest of Ogle's family met here at Jefferson Barracks, some to say hello for the first time, and all to say goodbye for the last time.
I had no clue that it would be this great, and that this much honor would be paid here.
It says Charles P. Ogle, faithful to family and nation.
Very nice.
It wasn't all somber. Of course, there were tears here at the end of things, but it was a celebration.
An admiral presented Ogle's sister with the flag that draped his casket, and the funeral detail escorted his casket to the burial site. Both are very rare honors at Jefferson Barracks Cemetery.
And we've seen a couple stories like this in the past, but there are still many Americans that are missing from World War II.
Yeah, right now there are about 73,000 that are still considered missing and unidentified. And so a lot of families are getting closure, but a lot still aren't.